All right, let me check my phone and make sure we're going live so I can see us.
Can you see? Can you see? Yeah, we're definitely live.
Oh, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Donna Nelson, founder of the Adopt a Single Mom Project. Tonight, I have an awesome guest with me. It's so fun to have somebody live with me and not me making videos myself. I have my good friend, Jenni Parinello, who is also
Hi.
a club member of the Adopt a Single Mom Project. And she is the lead event organizer of our Guide Her Home event, which is our kickoff for our home ownership initiative for our working single moms who are members of the Adopt a Single Mom Project community. And so we are here tonight to just share with you a little bit about what this Guide Her Home event is, which is our Mom's Night Out for this month, June 22nd. It's less than 2 weeks away. So if you have any dream or goal or consideration that you would love to have a home one day for you and your children, you must attend this event. So Jenni and I are just going to riff a little bit. We have no real plan other than to share with you about this event. So I'm going to pause here before we talk more about the event, and I'm just going to let Jenni introduce herself and share a bit before we move on.
Oh, where do I begin? So my name is Jenni. I am 33 and I'm a single mom of two boys. They are 13 and 5 now. I about 4 years ago was moving into another rented apartment that, wasn't ever really going to be home. But at the time, I could have never imagined that I would be able to buy a house by myself. It was something that I never even looked into because I just didn't think it was possible. And I'm a mobile notary on the side, and I happened to be at a signing one day with one of our fantastic sponsors that everyone that comes will get to meet, Jesse Getz. Um, and one of his clients at the signing that we were doing had mentioned a certain type of loan that I'd never heard of before. So afterwards, I kind of, picked his brain a little bit. And my credit at the time was in the dump, for lack of a better term. I had student loans and credit card bills and things like that. So we set to work. Jesse gave me, a list of what I needed to do. And it took me time. It took me the better part of a year to get everything paid off, get everything lined up. And so I did it. I found a house. I was able, now one of my sons is disabled, so my work schedule, I can only work part-time because I have to be at the school to pick him up and drop him off, and our lives are very chaotic. So I'm on a limited income, and we still managed after a year of hard work and sacrificing to get a mortgage. And about just over a year ago, I was able to purchase a home for us using the hours and hours and hours of work researching and all the things that Jesse helped me with, and all of the, different things that I worked on throughout that time. And so now that brings us to a year later, and I have kind of made it my mission to try and share the things that I've learned with other people, other single moms like myself, who could never imagine that they would be able to give their kids a forever home. And the feeling that you get the first time you walk through your front door, and you know that that's your home, you've worked for it, you've earned it, and you can give your kids that literal forever home, is a feeling that if I could bottle it and give it to a million people, I would share it with the world, because I think it was the most life defining moment for me as a mom. And it's something that the amount of sacrifice made it all worth it. Um,
Mm.
so that brings us to now. And, Donna has been a huge part of my life over the last 4 years, and a go to anytime that I don't know kind of where I'm going, or when I just need someone to bounce ideas off of or get some guidance from. So, what better place to come and put together this kind of program where we can share all the things that I learned with other single moms.
Yeah, I love that so much. And it is always amazing to me, and I have so much faith in the universe and trust in knowing that when our paths cross with other people, we never know what it is that they're bringing to our life and what we're bringing to their life. And you and I are a great testimony to that. Because I mean, Adopt a Single Mom has been around since 2000, Christmas 2017. I think it was maybe the second year that you and I met because we gifted you that Christmas, I
Yeah.
think. And we've known each other since then, but it's only just this year. What year are we in? 2022?
2022 already.
Like, where are we? With only 2021 that you became a member, and
Yeah,
just and we're really in a position to get more involved, because up
absolutely.
to that point, just as you were saying, you were transitioning, you had a lot of stuff going on, you were trying to buy the house, um, all the things
Mhm.
that happen for single moms, and you have kiddos from two different dads like I did. And there's a lot of stuff that's managed around that, Um, and so yeah, this whole idea of, having this safe, stable, certainty around
Absolutely.
having a home is truly priceless. And it's one of those foundational wealth building tools that are essential.
Mhm.
And one of our mission with the Adopt a Single Mom project is to provide these tools and these resources and this knowledge to help single moms who work to thrive. You know, and I know that there's a lot of single moms in our community that are thinking the same thing you were a couple years ago. Like,
It's a scary
that's
thought.
not
I
going to
mean,
happen, right?
yeah.
Like, not on my income, not with my crappy credit score. Yeah, all of those
Right, you
things.
think you have to come up with this huge amount of money, like, when prior to buying my house, I had this idea in my head that in order to buy a house, you had to have 20% of the cost of that house, and that was one of the huge things that I learned,
Yes,
that the specific loan that I chose to go with, I had 0 down.
yes,
So, I mean, after fixing my credit and doing all those things, when it came tax time, it cost me a third of my tax return to close on a mortgage. So, like, the idea that with under $4,000, you could be closing on a mortgage, and that's walking out the door. That's all your closing costs, everything. There's things that you have to, like, there's ways to go around it so that you can maximize the different tools that you have when you're buying a house. But the idea of a quarter or a third of your tax return being enough to put you in a home,
yeah.
and, like, now you look at the rent prices. Rent is insane through the roof.
Oh
There's
my God, Jenny, I just looked before we hopped on to see what some of the rents are in the area and what the average rent is in the metro area, which is, Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area.
mm,
The average rent is 1,100, a little over $1,100.
and that's to be paying someone else. That's to live in someone else's house.
But listen to this. I just did a search on specific apartments. In Hazleton, there's a 4-bedroom apartment on the market right now for $1,625. Who, what, who the hell that a single mother on one income plus, child support, with 4 kids can afford
Yeah,
$1,600 a month. I mean,
insanity.
it's a very small percentage that can afford $1,600 a month. A 2-bedroom in Kingston, $1,300 a month. Two bedroom, two
And I
bedroom.
mean, if you look at people who are relying on being on the waiting lists for things like Section 8, you're waiting years to get onto those, or in public housing. Like, I live in Carbondale, and I know Carbondale has its own public housing, and there's still a gigantic wait list, and people don't have that option, especially like when I was moving to the point where I was ready to buy the house. I was living in an apartment. I was living in a duplex, and my lease was up. And in order to renew my lease, I would have had to come up with like $2,800. It was absolutely insane.
Well, that's just it. And some of these, right? So if you're looking to move into a new rental, maybe because like what has happened to some of our members and some of our moms in the community, where the house that they were renting got sold as a result of this inflated market, and now had to find new places. And so when you go to find a new place, you need like $4,000 or $5,000 down because it's first month, last month, plus, yeah, security deposit first, last month, and then the current month, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a down payment on a house for sure.
Exactly. We can
So,
put it in a house for that much.
yeah, and maybe not everyone, of course, is going to get this zero down deal that you did because it is special financing and with a special type of loan and things. So there
Absolutely.
is still like 3%,
Yeah.
3.5%, and so if you're listening to this and you want to know how much you stand to get approved for with your income, or you've been denied for a home in the past and you want to finally get approved, or you want to know how to apply and what all of the steps are. That's exactly what we have going on at this event. We're bringing together some amazing community partners. And listen, we are not reinventing the wheel. Jenni knew all of these connections, her, and we do have to give some huge shout out to Heather Kishel.
Yeah, my boss. I would not be where I am now without the amazing Heather Kishel.
Yes,
Um,
who
and the
is your
people
Boston real estate agent and our co-partner on
yeah,
this. She has been a huge motivator
yeah.
for me
And
to make this happen.
she really is an instrumental part of our team, I think, moving forward with where we want to go. This is because this is not just a one night thing. This is something that we want to see expand and grow, so that not only is this one night that we're giving these women information, we want to essentially hold your hand and work with you from point A all the way to the end and get you to a point where you're holding yourself accountable, and where they're backing you up and supporting you and saying like, look, if you're stuck here, this is what you got to do. If it's 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday and you're looking for houses, or you're looking through your finances and you're doing all these things, we want to be that support system to keep pushing you so that you don't get discouraged, because it's a serious
It's a
commitment
process.
to exactly. It's not you're not going to come one night, get some information, and that's it.
Right. And then, when you get your tax refund, you're buying a house. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot
There's
of things
and
that it's going to take.
we are being very strategic in our timing of this. And this was not on our agenda for Adopt a Single Mom this year, as far as programming and things that we were going to throw out there. But when Jenni came to me with this idea, it had already been something that had been introduced to me before our Christmas gift drive in the fall by one of our realtor friends supporters. And that just didn't work out. And so when Jenni came to me with this idea, I was like, here's the universe once again saying,
It
this is,
works.
yeah. And the reason that it was so important that we go, okay, let's just stop what we're doing and work on this right now, is because I have seen so many single moms getting booted out of homes because properties are selling, or because when their lease renewed, the landlord escalated the rent beyond affordability. And the truth is, rents are going to keep going up. I mean, the projection is this market, not this market, it doesn't matter. Rent prices generally will increase 15 to 17% a year.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
and
just going to keep going up. They're not going to start dropping rents because
no, I looked at
it really is
the
supply
projections for the
and
last 15 years of rent in Luzerne County. I was just looking at Luzerne County, and it has gradually
demand.
increased over time. Now, I mean, come on, like it makes sense, right? Like everything increases. Our groceries have increased. Our electric bill has increased. Gas, well, let's don't talk about gas right now. But gas
That's not
prices are
fair.
more volatile than housing is, in the sense of the way it dips based on market. But when we look at all things across all areas of our life, the cost of how much it costs to send our kids to soccer, well, if your kids are 12 years apart, it costs more now than it did, with the one that was younger, or the, older or whatever. So, things, prices are going to continue to go up. So all we're saying in this is that when you have a mortgage versus rent, your mortgage is stable and it allows you to manage your money much better, and you are building equity in your life for you and your kids. So, and I am saying that to you as a lifelong renter. So I have my rate continuously go up over the years, and watch every place that I've lived, and I used to be the marketing and salesperson for an apartment complex in the area, and I've seen, even since I have not worked there, how much the rent is now. It's crazy. So it is just amazing. So I want to give a shout out to our partners who are helping us run this event on the 22nd, and that we hope are going forward and helping us with shaping out this huge program to help moms get into homes, as Jenni just mentioned. So Jenni already mentioned Jesse Getz from Getz Mortgage. He's going to be such a fantastic partner for us. He's been in the mortgage industry for, I think, over 25 years. He knows everything there is to know, and then some, and he knows everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
Just a great insider. Let me tell you, you want insiders. All of these people who are partners, they are long-term successful business people. Honestly, like, I didn't take anybody as a partner unless I went and looked at like their reviews, checked to see who knew them, those kinds of things, because those are the kind of people, the integrity and the longevity that we want as partners in this. And of course, we mentioned Heather Kishel from Coldwell Banker, Town and Country out of Clark Summit, right? That's right, Jenni, right?
We're based out of Moscow. Our main office is in Clark Summit. Our office is in Moscow.
Okay. And then we have Comfort Spec Inspection Services, Community Bank, Neighbor Works, Disaster Blaster, Joe Kishel, Garage Doors by Joe Kishel, Sarah Levy from Classic Properties, and Dwell Real Estate. And Mari is the agent that is coming from Dwell Real Estate. So we're really proud and happy to have all of these community partners who see the value in what we're doing, and they have handed over the dough to be part of this so that we could make it happen. We're doing, it's dinner. It's going to be a delicious sit-down dinner, and this isn't about the food, but food matters.
Food is always important. Always.
Food is important. Yeah. So it's going to be a sit-down dinner. We have a Q&A panel with these top experts that Jesse Getz is on the expert panel, Heather Kishel talking about all things homes and real estate. Vincent from Comfort Spec is on the panel. And who am I missing? Oh, and then Neighbor Works.
Pam.
Tell me her name.
Pamela,
yes. Pamela from Neighbor Works is coming. She is their financial services expert there, talking about.
She's an expert with everything. Pam just knows it all.
Yeah. So, and if you're not familiar with Neighbor Works, they're a nonprofit that's located in Lackawanna County that has a home ownership program already. They do a match program, they do education, and we're going to be partnering with them in the way that they do it. We're not reinventing anything. We're going to fill in the gaps with what we know is important specifically to the single mom community, where they're not addressing some of those things with some of our experts. We'll have lawyers on staff to answer questions around maybe landlord tenant issues and transitioning from a lease to home ownership. All the things around like the closing, everything you want to know We're going to have our expert panel there to answer your questions. They'll have information tables at this event so you can gather up their information and meet them personally. And then, and we're eating. And then you can decide
eating and jogging.
if you want more information and if you want to continue going forward in the program. And listen, even if you don't believe or think that you want to own a home right now, if you're a single mom who works and you're watching this, you should come anyway, because you
And
should
even
just
if
want
you
to hang
already
out
own,
with us, because
even if
it's
you
going to be
already own a
fun.
house.
And
And
even if you own even if you own a house, I mean, my goodness. I mean, yes, I know the market prices in housing is up right now, but it's going to come down as it always does. To what point, nobody really knows at this moment. But if you position yourself, you can get yourself into doing some more. You could do an Airbnb investment property. You could just do a straight out rental. You know, you could do commercial. I don't recommend it, but it's an option.
Wouldn't recommend that,
They're
but
shut down those damn buildings everywhere. So, but listen, there's lots of options, and you know, it's well known for a long time that real estate is a great investment portfolio. So,
absolutely.
um, so this is your opportunity to make connections with the experts in our area that really want to make a contribution to supporting to supporting you. And it's not like they just want to support working single moms. That's what we're doing, and they're participating. Um, so yeah, so shout out to all of our partners. We may have more coming on board. I just had someone reach out to me this morning asking, "Hey, how can I be a sponsor?" It's exciting.
Yeah, we'll take all the sponsors we can get.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. I'm like, wow, I don't have to chase people on this one. Like, you know, we're always like rallying and reaching out
Yeah,
and
I
all of
remember you
that.
saying after our first meeting with Pam, you're like, wait, I don't have to do anything? I could just, like, you already did it. It's fine. Yep,
I,
we got you.
it was so crazy. I know. Even the venue, I was like, I just have to meet you there. Okay. You took
Yeah,
all
we're
the notes
super,
and everything. Like
yeah,
it's
we are
wonderful having
super pumped
somebody who
about
knows
this.
how to make shit happen and actually does it on your team. So thank you for that.
We are super excited to be working together on this. I don't know how many times, you know, because we've had this conversation. I don't know how many times I've cried over this. Was like a brainchild. I mean, especially as a single mom, I feel like we've talked about this a lot, that I've always looked for an opportunity to have everything that I've been through have serve a purpose, like for it to be for something.
Mhm.
And this event is genuinely becoming that purpose for me. Like, single moms, hats off, because I know we've been through the ringer. Everyone has a crazy different background, but we've all been through something. You don't end up a single mom for no reason. And to be able to help a community of women who we all understand where they're at, we've been there. And even, I mean, Heather will say Heather is not a parent, but she was a single woman at one point and bought her first house. And even for her, it was a crazy, like, the experience of being able to make such a huge change in your life is just, that feeling is not something that you can compare until you experience it. And I talk about the first night that I had my house, our first night sleeping in the house. I had a dance party with my kids. We didn't even have furniture yet. We didn't have any of our stuff moved in yet. But the first night we slept here, we had this raging dance party in the upstairs of the house. And that night will forever just be the ultimate dream for me, because they'll remember that for forever. And I want,
I
I
didn't mean
cry a lot over this. I,
oh,
I cry all the time over this.
cried. Every time you're like, oh, I cry. And then every time like a sponsor reaches out and I'm like, oh my God. Or every time one of you know, I have a conversation with someone in the community that is like, oh, that's amazing. That's a great idea. or how can we support that? And I just like,
The amount of tears that have been shed over this event are ridiculous because
no idea why. I think it's just because the potential of the positive impact, knowing
exactly.
how it can really positively impact moms' lives, but not just the moms. Like as I've been doing the research, because I mean, as you know, and I've shared with our the members of our group, we just wrote and asked for a big grant from this Grant and Area Foundation for this long program, not for the thing on the 22nd, but so we can develop this program and make funds available for our members to be able to get into the homes. We want to be able to remove all the barriers, all the barriers, all the barriers. So whatever that is, we're gonna have a fix for that. There's a solution for everything. It's possible for everyone, and we're committed to make that happen. Because the only difference between where you are and having a home is money and time. Like that's it. Money and time.
I mean,
And
it is work. It's a big commitment, but the payoff and the reward is so worth the work that it takes to get there.
okay, so hold on a second. So you have to sell us the dream because you didn't move like just in like a little old house.
Okay. So I lucked out because I purchased my home from my boyfriend's parents. I was able to purchase a home for my kids that is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, full basement, huge fenced in yard, double porch, beautiful home. And don't get me wrong, I put the work in since I bought it. It was not some it was move-in ready, but it was not some immaculate dream home, but it gave us the opportunity to make it our own. We have, worked tirelessly over the last year at making this a home. And I could not have found a better fit for myself and my kids. And it was a dream come true because I never imagined. I mean, I see people who buy these big extravagant houses and these crazy things, and that's fantastic. Except as a single mom on a fixed income, I could tell you that I pay, I'll just throw the number out there because I don't care. My mortgage payment on my 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, huge house is $540 a month. So
That is less than 1/3. That's like a quarter of what the market rent is right now for a house like that.
absolutely. And that's my taxes, my insurance, my mortgage. That's everything bundled into one.
Mhm.
So I've never paid less than $800 a month in rent. And that
Mhm.
was for a 2-bedroom, half double with half a yard with a neighbor on the other side. And there was always some kind of ridiculousness
Drama.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm like, I can like put money aside so that I can do the things that I want to do to make this house my home. Or if my hot water heater decides to kick the bucket or something
Mhm.
needs to be fixed or the kids want something added to the yard, I have the ability now because I've always had to budget that money. Then
Mhm.
now I can do that. I could upgrade my
Mhm.
car so that my kids had a better car. Like we drive a
I
ton
literally was
and
just gonna say that. Exactly.
so much. I've had my car 2 years. I think I've put like 70,000 miles on it in 2 years. It's insane. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. Now I can do those things because I freed up, like, granted, okay, when you're paying your rent, you don't have to worry if those things get broken or if something happens. But I don't want to deal with someone living on the other side of my house. I don't want to deal with a landlord. I don't want to like
Mhm.
it's worth it in the end, and you have the ability to be able to save that kind of money. Like even if you're paying $1,500 a month for rent and you can pay 550, 600, 650, even more than what I'm paying, then you can put half of that aside, like that difference in price, put $500 a month away and save up so that if something happens, it's
Yeah.
there. And these are all things that like Pam is fantastic with talking about these things. Pam from NeighborWorks and budgeting and all of those things. Like I can say I personally have used several of our sponsors myself when I was going through the process. So I can 100% vouch for how helpful they are. And Jesse held my hand for a year. Every time I had a question, I was calling Jesse. I'm like, Jesse, what do I do about this? I have something in collections. How do I get rid of that? How can I boost my credit score just a couple more points? Like, so it definitely, sometimes I get lost for words because there's so much emotion behind wanting to share this journey and share all the things, because we can touch on a million different things tonight, and there's still so many things that people will learn by going to this event and listening to these different vendors speaking, and it will change your life.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So for anyone that is listening to this, even if you're listening on the replay, of course, there's a link. I think there's a link. Is there a link? There's a link somewhere. I should have shared the link somewhere. But I think the link is in the video, in the comments, for you to register for this event. So let me just tell you how, and if you know someone that might make a good partner, partner or sponsor, they can reach out to us on our website. They could send us an email, go to adoptasinglemom.org and send us a message, or DM me on our Facebook page. That's how most people find us. That's an option too. But some of you are listening to us on our YouTube channel, so reach out to us on our website at adoptasinglemom.org to ask any other questions, or to ask about some of our sponsor offerings. Now, as far as registering, it's open to working single moms who live here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We serve moms who live in Luzerne, Lackawanna, Wayne, Wyoming, Susquehanna, Pike, Monroe, and Wayne. Did I say Wayne? I don't know. Whatever all those counties are.
All of them. All of them. We take everyone.
Everywhere around here. The whole place.
All of Pennsylvania will be next. We'll just set your sights on the big picture.
If you want to drive here, come. Okay, fine. From wherever you are, we'll buy you dinner. So, but anyway, so as I mentioned, it's a dinner. Now, if you're not a club member of the Adopt a Single Mom Project, the tickets to this event are $20. We are offering right now a secret code. If you want to get $10 off, you can DM me, or comment below, and I'll send you back the secret code so you can get $10 off the registration. That helps pay for dinner, and all the materials and so forth. But I will tell you this, is that what we've promised is how do we make this a zero cost for the participants? So because we have all of these amazing sponsors who have put up the dough to make this happen, we're actually going to reimburse you your whatever it is that you paid. So if you paid $10 or you paid $20, we're going to give it back to you in the form of a gift card to Walmart or Sheetz. If you'd rather have Sheetz to get gas or snacks or whatever, or to Walmart, so you can do whatever. That way it's zero cost, you're getting your money back. So we just want to make sure that those who are putting their name in are committed to coming. So if you don't show up, you're not getting any.
You don't get your money back.
You're not getting your gift card, because you have to be there to get it. So that's why we do that. It's just we've just found that just helps us with attendance at our events and minimizes the expense on us once we have the head count and we have to pay for your dinner whether you show up or you don't. But we would like it to be no cost. That's why we've arranged to do it this way, based on having the funding available to do it. So okay, and then, but if you're a club member, the cost is $10, and those same rules apply. We'll reimburse you through a gift card when you show up that night. Please share this out on your timeline. If you know a working single mom, tag her so that she can come. Again, even if she's not in the market for a house right now, maybe she's got other stuff going on that are more higher priority. it's still a great time to come and hang out with other women who want to support you, who are forward moving, working to elevate their lives. These are the kind of women you should want to meet and hang out with, and we're fun most of the time. So, there's that. Um, and you'll have a good dinner and make
Yeah,
some new
I
friends,
mean,
hopefully.
it's a
So
win-win.
it's a win all the way around. So, and we would love to meet you. So there's that. All right. So what else? Oh, let's talk about Wednesday,
Ooh,
WBRE. All right. So you talk. Okay. So I'll set it up and then you can talk about it.
okay.
So one of the things this amazing woman who is the coordinator of this Guide Her Home event, she has uh, reached out to WBRE and the host of PA Live, which is like the afternoon segment, to get us to go on and talk about this event to help us spread the word. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ms. Amazing, to just talk a bit about what's going to happen there and when.
So we are going to be hanging out with the crew at PA Live on Wednesday. Hold on, I can't keep my days straight this week. It is Wednesday the 15th. I believe it's at 3 p.m. Donna and I will be hanging out with them, going over some of what the event is going to be about. Giving them a little bit more information, trying to get the word out about the Adopt a Single Mom project in general, because we know the more exposure we get for the project itself, the better, because a lot of people still don't even know that this exists. So, what better way to kind of push that than get some FaceTime on screen and invite any single moms that are working and want to find out more about both the event and the Adopt a Single Mom project, because that's what it's all about for us. So that'll be on WBRE. Yeah,
And you know
I
what I
mean,
forgot to mention to them, because I didn't realize it until I was looking over my notes for us tonight.
mm,
Because Pam is the one that clued us into this. This is why we moved it to June, which is
yeah.
June
Oh,
is
it's
National.
first time home buyer month.
Oh my God. I can't
Yeah,
believe I forgot to tell them that. So June is National Homeowners Month, which is a great reason for us to be
yeah.
doing this segment to bring awareness to that, recognition and awareness to that, and why it's a great time to honor single moms and helping them with the education to become homeowners. So yeah,
Absolutely.
good stuff. So I'm so happy that we finally got to do this after
I
our
know, right? After 3 attempts between
absolute
schedules
horrible
and
hell
technical
that was.
difficulties and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I am so pumped. I cannot wait for the event to get here so that we can kind of get the ball rolling, because I think this is a fantastic opportunity long term for us to help a lot of people, a lot of women who, are like me a couple years ago, who don't know the questions to ask or
Mm.
don't know the people to turn to. And it's like I said before, we're just going to hold your hand, whatever we can do to help throughout the process. We've discussed a monthly catch up, whether it's a Zoom meeting like this or an in person meeting or phone calls, whatever we can do to kind of help you on that journey and be that support system that you can rely on to keep yourself in check, to keep yourself being held accountable for the different things that you need to accomplish over that process.
Mhm.
So it's a big opportunity for us.
It's a big opportunity. Yesterday I went and I spoke at Luzerne County Community College they have a special program for low income low income people. I think anybody can participate. Maybe it's low income parents.
Mhm.
I can't remember if they have to be parents or not now that I'm saying that out loud. But anyway, it's the Keys program. And Melissa Wassel, who runs that program, has come and spoke with us. We must have a video somewhere of her talking about that program. And they're great partners with us, at our community resource event and different things throughout the year. But I went and spoke to the students who happened to have been all single moms yesterday. And the one thing I said to them, because I went to just talk about adopt a single mom in general, and but the one thing I said to them, which is what you just said, Jenni, and I want to reinforce, which is show up for yourself. Like, we're going to show up for you. We're going to be committed to, if you want to be a homeowner, and you join this program with us, we're committed to make sure you have everything that you need, including the hand holding support, accountability, the structure, all the resources, everything to get there. But the thing is, you got to show up for yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's a big theme that I've kind of been following along with lately. Like when I was going through this, I had my family, like I had my mom, if I had, somebody I needed to bounce some frustration off of and stuff. But I think genuinely being the person for someone else that I could have used when I was going through it is a
Mhm.
really big thing for me.
Mhm.
Um, because I mean, I remember when before I even talked to Jesse, when I very first decided I was going to try and buy a house rather than rent again, I had gone to a family member and I said, look, my credit's shot. I'm not going to be able to come up with this money. I have to come up with X amount of dollars. I think I had asked for a loan of like $5,000, or I had asked somebody to co-sign on my mortgage for me because I didn't think my income was enough. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it on my own. And not only did he never said no, but he never said anything at all. I had reached out and reached out, and I was coming from a place where I genuinely was out of options, and it took everything I had to ask for that help and to not even get a response. It kind of lit that fire under me that was like, all right, I'm just going to find a different way. I'll figure it out myself. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't have to borrow money from anybody. I didn't have to take a handout from a family member and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There's 100% nothing wrong with getting help if it's available to you. But I myself feel like it was a little bit harder to get to where I got to because I didn't have anybody there to say, hey, let me help you out, whether it was financially or to keep me motivated and say, like, for Jesse, it was one thing for Jesse to give me the tips and give me the hints and tell me what I needed to do. But I didn't have anybody, I mean, other than my close family saying to me, look, here you go. You have this. You can do this. And on those days when you get frustrated and you feel like there's not an out or you're not going to get to that goal and you forget that there's that light at the end of the tunnel, it's helpful to be able to turn around and say, look, I have this whole crew behind me that's like, no, you can do this. Whatever you need, we're going to help you and we will
Mhm.
get you there.
Mhm.
Because that support, I mean, it takes a lot of strength to make the sacrifices that you have to make. And knowing, being able to give these women the knowledge that they have that support from a completely unbiased outside source. It's
Mhm.
like, we're just here to show up to help you. We just want to make this easier for you. We just want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
I think that will make a huge difference for a lot of people because
Oh,
some people don't have any family. Like there's people that don't have any support system at all. I know so many single moms who don't have anyone. So
yeah.
then you can
I
be
mean, I really did. I mean, after my grandmother passed away, I had no support system, you
yeah.
know? Yeah, no financial safety net, no social safety net. Like, not, I didn't have that. Like, who was that rock to go to that wasn't going to judge me, was going to hear me, and was going to help bail me out of a hot mess if I was in one, whatever that was, you know?
Yeah.
And I find that, listen, of the 2 years now that we've been doing our membership, and you know how extensive our membership application is, you know I get to find out a lot about the histories and the current reality for a lot of single moms in our community.
Mhm.
And it's facts. I was just sharing the statistic the other day with a group that 40% of women have less than $100 in their savings account.
Yeah.
40% of women. And
And
now
that's a scary reality. Like that.
that's women. That's not even single moms. For single moms, trust me, because I see the numbers, it's a much higher percentage of single moms that do not have more than $100 in their savings. So when we look at that, like just what you're saying, right? We go, wow, I have no money saved. I don't feel like I can save any money. My credit sucks because of all these different reasons, right? Like, it's like, well, I don't even think that's possible in the next 5 years for me. So all Jenny is saying, and I'm reinforcing, is that where there's a will, there is a way. Let me tell you, the two of us are the most resourceful people, most determined
Amen to
and
that.
resourceful people. We will give you every strategy, loophole, workaround, extra resource. Yeah. So don't worry, we got you. And so that's all I wanted to say on that. Jenni, thank you. You're going to be an amazing mentor. I'm really proud of you. I thank you for your courage, for all that you've done to get to where you are so that you can continue to be an inspiration for other women.
I appreciate that. And I love being a part of everything that you're doing. And I genuinely hope that we can take this and just run with it.
Yeah. Well, we will.
Yeah. We'll get there.
You said it.
That's been the theme this whole time. Whatever, we'll get there. It's fine. We'll take care
Yeah.
of it.
I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know it's going to
It
happen,
will.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
exactly. So, all right, good stuff. So, close us out. Anything last that you want to share?
No, I think just if everybody could just share, like Donna said, share, tag if you know somebody who might be interested. If you know somebody who might want to sponsor the event, we are happy to take on more sponsors, whether it's financial or vendor tables or
Yeah.
anybody that wants to, take part and just help a good cause because there's no better cause than helping women.
Yes. Women who are raising the children of our future, let us
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Women who are
absolutely.
raising the children of our future.
That's
So
definitely
there's
that's
that.
definitely a big one.
That valuable thing on the line. So yes, so please, we want to make sure it's critical to us that this event on the 19th is successful, because we want our partners to see the value in what we're bringing, which means we need butts in the seats, and we want them to go forward with us knowing that we have women who are interested in pursuing this vision and want to own homes so that we can continue on with the next level. So that's why we're doing this. It's kind of our beta test to test the level of interest, and then we'll go to the next level after the 22nd. So we hope to see you all there. So share it out, tag your single mom friends, as Jenni said, and reach out anytime if you have any questions.
All right, guys. Bye.